Hello and what's up, everybody and people of the internet. Wonderful, where did I go? There I am. Wonderful, smart students. If you can hear me and everything is okay, type yes in the chat so that I know that everything's okay and I'm not talking to myself. So, yes, there we go. All right, awesome. Hello, everybody. welcome to another Wednesday with me, Karim, and to another awesome free live smart English class. Lots of people in the chat today. You guys were here pretty early, actually. You guys have been talking in the chat for like 15-20 minutes, which is very cool. I like that. It's nice. It's nice to have a feeling of a community. It's nice to watch all you guys talk with each other and catch up for the week. So what is today? Today is today is the 4th of July. So congratulations to all my American friends out there. Happy 4th of July to America. Hope you guys are gonna have fun today. Lots of fireworks and things like that, I'm assuming. Lots of partying and things. So so congratulations. Happy 4th of July to all my American friends out there. Today is a nice sunny day here in Vancouver. It's 3 p.m. and it's time for our lesson. Let me give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get everybody. There's a lot of people today. So who is here? We have Angela, we have Ahmed, we have Gertrudis. Gertrudis just left Vancouver and she's back in the Dominican Republic. It was awesome seeing Gertrudis in real life, and I hope you had fun in Vancouver, Gertrudis. Fanny is also here. Elif, I think. Edgard Cafe is here. Ace or AC, I don't know how to say that name. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. What happened? Something happened. I saw dollar signs. Did somebody just give me $20? I don't think so, right? Nah, I didn't even start yet, so there's no way that's real. Or is it? I have no idea, man. I'm so bad at it. I'm not used to people giving me money on this thing, so I don't know what's going on. If that is, thank you, whoever that is. I can't even see. I don't know who that person is. Noor. Noor, thank you so much, Noor. I really appreciate it. You did not have to. But thank you so much. That was very cool of you. I appreciate it a lot. Who else do we have? We have Angela, Ahmed, Pri Oliveira from Brazil. I believe this is your first time with us here, so I hope you have fun today, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of you in the coming weeks. Ahmed Mubarki is also here. We also have Lolly as usual. Hello, Lolly, and welcome back to the class. Luciano, I don't know which one it is, but I hope I'm not saying your name wrong. Luciano is also here. Farah is here. We have Pilar. We have Omar. Shout out to Omar in Saudi Arabia. There's A. That's it. Somebody whose name is just A, like the letter A. Hello, A, and welcome to the class. Summer is here. Hello, Summer. Am I missing anybody? I don't think so. Judith is here. Hello, Judith. Pilar is also here. Hello, Pilar. And Mansour is here. Hello, Mansour. New Brunswick, Canada, which is Jacqueline from Brazil, is also here. Hello, Jacqueline, and thank you for coming back for another week. Very nice to have you. Noor is here. Thank you again, Noor, so much for that $20. I super appreciate that. Naima is also here. Hello, Naima, and welcome to the class. Very nice to have you. I think that's everybody. I'm not missing anyone. If I am sorry. Jose is also here. Tulasi is also here. Mahmoud is also here. Mustafa, Jose, Hawad. There's a lot of people today. Vivek is also here. Hello, Vivek. Welcome to the class. Plamen. Hello, Plamen, and welcome to the class. Claudini or Claudini. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but welcome to the class. I appreciate you being here. Busitha is also here. Hello, Busitha. And a person who just came in. I'll say your name if you write it in English, okay? I will say your name, but please change it to English, and I'll give you a shout out. Not for anything, just so you know, it's easier for everybody in the chat to know who you are, and if people want to talk to you, they can. So the person whose name is in Arabic, please just change it to English, and it will make our lives easier. Mahmoud is asking, why is there a red and orange on $20? That's what I'm talking about. It's I think somebody just gave me $20, which was Noor. So thank you so much. Not Busithas Karim. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say, I don't know how to say your name. Boom, 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 boom. And I think, oh, Aziz. And Aziz. Hello, Aziz from Kyrgyzstan. Thank you for, oh, thank you. You're very welcome. You're very, 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 very welcome. Karim Al Jazeer. So Karim, I guess your name is Karim. So sorry, Karim. All right, I'll call you Karim from now on. Oh, I need to click on it. What happens if I click on it? I have no idea. Mahmoud saying, Karim, I think you need to click on the $20 or something before it finishes. Before it finishes, there's like a time limit, and then it goes away. Have you met my friend Majid? I don't think I have, Mahmoud, or like maybe I have, but he didn't tell me who he was, so I don't think I have. I really have no idea what to do with this 20 thing up there. I don't know what that means. No idea what that means. All right, so today's lesson is going to be on phrasal verbs. We're going to do an intro to phrasal verbs, and it's going to be a little bit long today, right? So there's a lot of things I'm going to talk about, and it's a long lesson. So I'll do my intro very quick. I'll tell you guys who won movie quote of the week last week, and then we'll begin. All right, so here we go. Let me do my introduction, and we'll get to it. So all you beautiful people out there, if you don't know this by now, let me go a little bit small here and move to the side. You're watching this free English lesson on the awesome Smrt English channel on YouTube. So if you have not done so yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and it will tell you when our next lessons are. Don't forget to hit a like on the videos that you guys like. If you don't like it, give us a thumbs down. But if you like the videos, please give us a like or a thumbs up. Because it really makes a big difference, right? It tells YouTube that, hey, these people are doing something that people like, and then YouTube tries to find people who are similar in interests, and they show them our videos. So please, we appreciate it a lot if you guys can give us a like on our videos if you like them. If you don't like them, then tell us also, right? Don't worry, you will not hurt our feelings if you give us a dislike, right? It will tell us that, hey, we need to change those style or those types of videos. If you go all the way down on the Smrt English channel, you're going to find my face, boop-de-boop, on my face, and it's going to take you to my page. So Smrt English with Karim. I post shorter videos on this channel, and you can see Gertrudis, there she was. She came and visited me in class, and we shot a small video together. So please come and check me out over there. I make much shorter videos, usually not so much focused on English. And yeah, they're easier to watch, I think, just because they are much shorter. And you will also, for all the people that keep asking me, you're going to find the playlist for all the music that I play on the show when I'm doing this, when I'm doing the classes. Also, for the people that don't know, I have a private channel, and it's called Food AF. So I like to cook in my free time, and I like to feed people and stuff. So I made a channel about it. So if you're interested, I would love it if you guys would come and check me out also over there. I don't teach English, but I speak in English so you can practice listening. And maybe you'll find something interesting to cook. Our Facebook, I say this every lesson, our Facebook group is the best place for you guys to ask questions that I don't have time to answer during these lessons, or that I ignore because I try to focus on the lesson, right? Otherwise, it's never going to end, and my lessons already are usually pretty long. So if you have any questions, anything that's related to anything English-wise that I don't answer or that can't answer during the class, please, this is always the place that I recommend you guys go and do that. So learn English on Facebook with Smrt. Smrt, of course, is SMRT. It's a large group. It's very active. Somebody will always answer your questions. And it's also a good place, as you can see, I always post updates of what's going to happen and about my next classes and things like that. So one more time, learn English on Facebook with Smrt. This is where you should go. Our Discord, which you can see there, you can see Gertrudis put up some pictures that she took in her class. So that's very cool. So our Discord, I'm gonna give you guys the link for that. Discord is free. It doesn't cost you guys anything. So come and join it. And yeah, it's a nice place to chat, post pictures, and do things like that. So I'll put that in the link, or sorry, I'll put the link in the description for you guys, and you can go over there. For the people that ask, how do we support or donate or show you guys a little appreciation or love or whatever, this is the reason why we have this page. So if you go to smartenglish.com, and look for the live Smrt class page, it will take you to this page. And so basically, Smrt set this up for all the people that were asking us about that. So this is a $5 a month subscription. This is not YouTube, right? It's not a YouTube subscription. It's different. And yeah, so basically, if you think or if you like what I do or what Kent does, this is a way for you guys to sort of donate a little money or show a little love or support. You don't have to do this. The classes are always going to be free. This is completely optional, right? You don't have to do this. But if you do, we appreciate it. And that is it. My intros are getting much quicker, which is good. I don't like to do the intros usually because I waste a lot of time, I think. But movie quote of the week. So last week was pretty interesting because I was surprised. Somebody actually answered before summer. Shock, dun 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 dun. But they were not answering the movie quote question. They were just saying hello or thank you, I think, or something like that. So I was very surprised when I saw somebody answer before summer. But they didn't answer the movie question. So the winner is, again, as you guys guessed it, it's Summer. And there's the person that I was telling you about. Let me go to the other side. So this person, Prenom Nam, they were first, but they just said thank you. So the winner is Summer. This was the movie quote. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage against the dying of the light. And this was from the awesome movie Interstellar. Summer is saying they answered before 30 minutes before you. I have no idea how that happened. It's very weird. But yeah, so Summer was the winner again. Interstellar, Matthew McConaughey movie. Pretty recent. I wouldn't say it's that old, really. And yeah, so congratulations, Summer. A virtual high five to you. And that's it. Stick around till the end of the class today, and I will give you the new movie quote of the week for this week. All right, let's begin. We've wasted enough time, and today's lesson is long. Danielle is saying, I don't understand. It's okay, Danielle. I was just doing my introduction, and I was congratulating Summer for winning the competition that I do every week here. Stick around to the end of the lesson, and I'll tell you what the competition is. All right, let's begin, beautiful people of the internet. So what did we do? Last week we did question tags, and I want to start talking about phrasal verbs today. So phrasal verbs, there we go. So we're gonna give a brief introduction about phrasal verbs, what phrasal verbs are, and we're gonna talk about some of them today that are related to the words in, out, away, and back. Let me also, I wanna go a little bit smaller, like that, so that you guys can see what I'm trying to show you on the screen. Oh, JB's here. Hello, JB. Very nice of you to come, and thank you for coming. I think did I miss anybody? No, everybody is all right. All right, here we go. All right, so what are phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs are actually a very important part of English, right? Because we use them pretty regularly, really, and there is a lot of them, right? It'll be very hard for me to give you a lesson about all the available or existing phrasal verbs that exist, but we're going to talk about what they are. We're going to go over some of them and show you guys how to use them. So it says here, phrasal verbs are mainly used in spoken English and informal texts. And that's true to an extent. I mean, there are some phrasal verbs that I would say would be okay to use in formal texts too. But anyway, let's not worry about that too much for now. Let's just take a look at what they are. So phrasal verbs are very simply verbs. That's why we call them verbs that we use with a particle. And what do I mean by that? I mean with a preposition or an adverb, right? So one more time. Phrasal verbs are verbs, but we use them with something else, right? We use them with a preposition or an adverb, and we usually call these things particles. And you're going to see some of them in a little bit, right? So we're going to be looking at some words today: in, out, on, off with two F's, not off, O-F, up, down, away, and back. Now, why are phrasal verbs important, and why do they confuse some people? Because some phrasal verbs a new learner to English can sometimes guess what the phrasal verb is from looking at the phrasal verb. But the problem is a lot of phrasal verbs you can't guess unless somebody tells you, right? Because that's the point, right? The phrasal verb is used usually in ways that not or don't necessarily mean the original meaning of the verb. And this is where some people get a little bit confused, right? So let's take a look at that. Some meanings of phrasal verbs are easy to guess. So like I said, for example, put on, right? A lot of people, in my experience, usually when I ask students to guess what put on means, a lot of them can figure it out, right? Because put, right, when you put something, you put it, and then on, right? So a lot of people would say, put on, like put something on something, or get dressed. And put on very simply means I need to put on my jacket. If we're going outside, that means I need to wear, right? So in this case, put on means wear. I need to put on a jacket. Hey, put on some clothes before you catch a cold. Or hey, put on your hat because your hair is not neat, for example. Right? So put on just means wear in this case. Now, sit down is another very easy to guess, or another phrasal verb that's pretty much easy to guess. It's not that difficult. So to sit means to sit, and down means in this direction. So a lot of people very easily can guess that type of phrasal verb. Now, sometimes the meaning or the meanings of a phrasal verb can be very difficult. Why? Because they don't, or difficult to guess, I should say, right? Why? Because actually the meaning is different from the original verb. So let's take a look at one of those examples. Hold up. Now, if I look at the verb hold, to hold, the word hold means, like right now, for example, I can say, hey, I'm holding, right? I'm holding my coffee cup. So to hold, right? To keep something in your hands or to catch something in your hands. And up is up. So if you ask a lot of people, what does that mean? A lot of people will give you some strange answers or just usually guesses that are not correct. Why? Because the meaning actually is not related to hold or to up really that much. So to hold up means what? It can mean to cause a delay. So to cause a delay. So you for example, you could be standing in, I don't know, you can be standing in line in an airport or anywhere really, right? You're just standing in line and the line is not moving. So you're wondering, hey, what is the hold up? What's the hold up? What is the delay, right? Or why are we being delayed? Another meaning for hold up is to rob somebody. So a hold up is this is in the early, very classic Western or cowboy movies. A hold up was very commonly showed when people walk into a bank and they take out the gun and it's like, hey, this is a hold up. Actually, that's what they used to say. They used to say, hey, this is a hold up, which means this is a robbery, right? Or an attempt to steal or to rob something from someone. So like I said, traffic held me up. So in the first one, traffic held me up. It means traffic delayed me. It caused me to be late. In the next one, the criminal held up the bank. Now it has a different meaning. It means the criminal was robbing the bank, right? Or he was trying to rob the bank. So this is what we mean by sometimes, right? It's not easy to figure out a phrasal verb unless somebody tells you what it is, or maybe you might understand from the context. Another one, for example, to throw away, right? To throw and away. So to throw away means to basically put something that you don't want anymore in the garbage, right? Or in the trash, or something like that. Arij, hello Arij, and welcome to the class. Thank you for coming. Sit down, stand up, get out. Okay. Yes, they are informal, Maria, right? They are informal, usually, and in spoken English, right? They usually are informal and for spoken English. Careda says, hard to guess that mop-up can be related to gravy. I don't even know what that means. Is it related to gravy? What's mop-up? Mop-up. Phrasal verb. He mopped up the milk with a tissue to remove any remaining members. Informal to finish something by dealing a few. American to win or succeed. Oh, okay. It's not related to gravy, right? I wouldn't say it's related to gravy because that might confuse people. But to mop up means when you don't leave anything behind on your plate, right? So it's like you're cleaning your plate with a mop, right? And a mop is a cleaning tool, right? So mop, cleaning. This is a mop, right? So this is what we call a mop. So yeah, to mop up something, right? That means you cleaned up your plate, right? You ate everything on the plate and you cleaned it completely. So that's what it is, yeah. But I wouldn't say it's related to gravy, right? Because it could be related to anything really, not just gravy. Rodrigo, hello Rodrigo, and welcome to the class. Mrs. Emily says phrasal verbs are so confusing. They're confusing when you don't know what they are, right? And that's usually the way that I tell people to practice phrasal verbs, right? Like, so take a few phrasal verbs that you think you might use and try to practice them, right? Look at a lot of sentences, see how many different possibilities people can write using that phrasal verb. And that's it. After a while, it really just becomes very simple. And actually, you guys use some phrasal verbs already. So to sit down, that's a phrasal verb, right? To stand up, that's a phrasal verb. To throw away, that's a phrasal verb. So you know these verbs. I don't think you would say that they are difficult, right? Why? Because you probably have used them before. So that's all it is, right? Understand something, practice it a little bit, and then it becomes natural. All right, let's carry on because today's lesson is a little bit longer and there's a lot of stuff we need to talk about. Okay, so if a phrasal verb takes an object, right? And remember, what is an object? An object is the thing in the sentence that is not doing the verb, but the verb is happening to it, right? So that's the object usually. So if a phrasal verb takes an object, there are usually two possible places to say the object, right? And why do we say usually? Because English is the language of exceptions, right? Every rule that we have for grammar usually has some exceptions, right? That means the rule is not always 100%. Sometimes we break the rules. So if a phrase, in general, right? In general, if a phrasal verb takes an object, that means it's a transitive verb. There are usually two possible places to say the object. You can put the object between the phrasal verb and the particle, or you can put the object after the particle. So instead of using all these grammar words, let's take a look at a sentence, right? It makes things easier usually. So here we go. I need to put on my jacket. So in this case, my phrasal verb is put on. That's my phrasal verb, and my jacket is the object that I'm talking about here. So all we were saying in this rule here is, if a phrasal verb takes an object, usually that means you have a choice. There's two ways for you to say the sentence that you want to say. So you can put the object after the phrasal verb. So I need to put on. That's my phrasal verb, put on, and then I put the object after it, right? So I need to put on my jacket. There's the object after the phrasal verb. Or, remember, I said you have a choice, right? So the first choice is to put your object after the phrasal verb, or you can put it in the middle. Now, we have a name for these types of phrasal verbs. The phrasal verbs where you can separate the two words and you can put the object in the middle, we call those separable phrasal verbs. Why? Because you can separate them, right? So they are separable. Some phrasal verbs are not separable. That means it's not a choice. And we'll take a look at some of them today. But I just want you to understand by what we mean by sometimes you have two options of how you want to use the phrasal verb, right? So the first one is inseparable, and then separable. So if I were to ask you guys, is put on, is that a separable or an inseparable phrasal verb? Which one is it? What do you guys think? Put on, is that a separable or phrasal verb or not? Come on, who's going to answer? Both, yes. So, which means it's separable, right? If it's separable, that means you can leave it the way it is, or you can separate it, right? So, very good, you guys, you're getting it. Let's take a look at another one. To wake up. To wake up. So, please be quiet. Let's not wake up the baby, right? So, again, you can guess because the example is in front of you here. Wake up is another example of a separable phrasal verb, right? That means I can separate it. So what does that mean? That means you have two ways, right? Or two options, or you have a choice of how you want to say that phrasal verb. So I could say something like, please, like here, wake up, and then I can say my object after the phrasal verb, or I can separate it. I can say, hey, let's not wake the baby up, right? So it's up to you. And no way is better than the other. This is just a case of something that you have options to use, right? So it's not like, hey, which situation should I separate it and which situation should I not separate it? No, right? It's completely up to you. It's a choice, right? So you can use it in one sentence this way, and then in the next sentence you can change your mind and use it in a different manner. But I hope you can see what I mean by separable and inseparable. No, Silvio, that's my point, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a choice. It's just two ways of saying the same thing, right? But that's a very good question. That's a good question. The separation does not change the meaning. No, it doesn't change the meaning at all. New person in the chat. Hello, how are you? Please, if you want us to be able to talk to you and call each other by name, can you please do me a favor and write your name in English, just so everybody in the chat knows who you are and people can talk to you. But hello and welcome to the class if you just joined. My name is Abdullah. Hello, Abdullah, and welcome to the class. Thank you for coming. All right, one more. Throw away. Could you do me a favor and throw away the garbage? Hey, could you do me a favor and throw away the garbage, please? Right? So in the first example, I chose to say my object, or to put my object after my phrasal verb. But again, throw away is a separable one, right? That means you can separate it. So I could choose to say it in a different way. I could say, hey, could you do me a favor and throw the garbage away? It's the same meaning, right? So these two sentences mean exactly the same thing. There's no difference in the meaning whatsoever in what you are saying. And thank you actually, Sylvia, for that. That was a good question. Boom, 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 boom. Luisa is here. Hello, Luisa. Thank you for coming to the class. Rodrigo says it's weird. Well, if it makes you feel weird, remember, wake up is separable. That means you can separate it or not, right? So you don't have to separate it if it makes you feel weird. But yes, you absolutely can. Wake up is a separable phrasal verb. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Zakiya is just entered the class. Hello, Zakiya, and thank you for coming. I appreciate it. No preference in formal language related to separation. I would say no. My opinion is, yeah, I would say no. I don't think that there is really, to be honest. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Now, this rule is pretty important, right? So this is sort of like a little tip or a hint to remind you guys of something, right? So it says what? It says if the object, right? So if the object, so for example, the baby or the garbage or my jacket, right? If the object is a pronoun. So what is a pronoun? A pronoun are words like here, for example, right? It says me, you, him, her, it, them, us, this, that, something, she, right? All of that sort of stuff. One more time. If your object is a pronoun, then you must put the pronoun between the verb and the particle. I'll say this one more time, right? So if the object is a pronoun, and a pronoun, like I said, any of these words, for example, me, you, him, her, it, us, this, that, something, blah, 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 right? If the object is a pronoun, now it's not a choice. You must, right? You must. You can't choose anymore. If it's a pronoun, you must put the pronoun between the verb and the particle. That means you must separate it, in other words, right? So one more time. If your object is a pronoun, you have to separate your phrasal verb. It's not a choice anymore, right? You have to separate it. So let's take a look at some examples. So one more time, right? What's the rule? The rule is if the object is a pronoun, that means any of these words, you have to separate your phrasal verb. So let's take a look. So here, this is normal, right? I'm not using a pronoun here. So, hey, could you do me a favor and throw away the garbage? Could you do me a favor and throw away the garbage? So I said the garbage, right? My object is the garbage. So, okay, so I can use it this way. Or, hey, could you do me a favor and throw the garbage away? That's fine, right? Remember, we said throw away is a separable phrasal verb. So since I'm using the garbage, my object, I can use it this way or that way. But let's take a look at what happens if instead of saying the garbage, I use a pronoun. So let's see. It says, hey, what should I do with the garbage? So somebody's asking me, right? Somebody's talking to me and they're asking me, hey, what should I do with the garbage? And then I say back to them, oh, could you please throw it away? Now, I didn't say the garbage, I said it, and the person talking to me knows it is the garbage because I'm answering his question or her question. So if I use a pronoun like it, you must separate the phrasal verb, right? So you have to say, hey, could you please throw it away? And before you guys ask me, no, it's impossible, you cannot put it at the end, right? That's because that's the rule. The rule is you have to put it in the middle. So it's wrong if I say, hey, could you please throw away it? That doesn't mean anything, right? Hey, please throw away it. That means nothing, right? Usually people will stop and say, what? What did you say? Or they might not understand or get confused by what you said. So one more time. One more time. One more time. This is the rule, right? The rule is if the object in your sentence, instead of saying the actual object, you want to use a pronoun, and that's a very common thing. A very good example of that is the one that we just said, right? If somebody asks you a question, usually when you reply, you don't use the object again. Usually you just use a pronoun, right? So, one more time, right? If the object is a pronoun, you must separate the phrasal verb, right? It's not an option. Let's take a look at one more example. Hey, is it okay with you if I turn off the music? So I'm not using a pronoun, I'm using my object, the music, right? So again, because I'm using the normal object, I have two ways to do it. First one, hey, is it okay if I turn off the music after my phrasal verb? Or I can separate it. Is it okay with you if I turn the music off? That's okay. Now, let's take a look at if I use a pronoun. Hey, do you like this music? No, it's terrible. Turn it off. I cannot say turn off it. And that is it. So I really hope that rule is clear, right? I hope that this was not confusing for you guys and that I made it as clear as possible. So let's continue. Mansoor. Oh, thank you, Mansoor. I appreciate that a lot. Thanks. What about that and this? What about that and this? Yeah, that and this too, right? We said this and that. Same thing. If it's a pronoun, that means you have to put it in the middle. Rodrigo is saying, for any sort of phrasal verb, is it right, separable, and inseparable? I'm not sure what you mean, but if you're saying, actually, no, I'm not sure what you mean, Rodrigo. All right, let's carry on. Now, some phrasal verbs are followed by prepositions, right? So one more time. Some phrasal verbs are followed by a preposition. So prepositions are words like to, from, into, above, below, towards, in, right? At. It's a huge list, right? But you know what I mean. So one more time. Sometimes a phrasal verb is followed by a preposition. For example, hey, when are you coming back to Canada, right? So in this case, to here is a preposition, and it came after the phrasal verb, right? So hey, when are you coming back to Canada? My wife always tells me to stay away from casinos. Let's get out of here. I want to go home. Now, my best advice for this, because I know a lot of people are going to say, how do I know which ones and which ones and which ones? My best advice, honestly, is, again, it's just practice, right? Think of it as a collocation, right? A collocation is words that we have to say together. Why? Because that's it. That's why. The reason is because, right? So think of these phrasal verbs that need prepositions. Think of them in the same way, right? Try to imagine that they're sort of like a collocation, right? This is the way that you have to say it. Think of it as a rule, basically. And like I said, the best way is this comes with experience, right? The more you use a phrasal verb, the more natural it becomes, and it just becomes part of your normal language. I would say, look for phrasal verbs that are common for you, right? Phrasal verbs that match the way that you speak. Phrasal verbs that are common for situations that you talk about. And that's pretty much it, really. It's only practice, right? Phrasal verbs is just one of those things that you really need to just, the more you practice, the better you become at. Okay, now let's take a look at, so I was just introducing some rules, right? So all of these were just examples just to sort of make you understand how phrasal verbs are constructed, the idea that sometimes we have separable and inseparable phrasal verbs, and the very important rule about the, where did it go? About the pronouns. So if the object, right, is the pronoun, then you have to separate the phrasal verb, right? So that's it. So this was the intro. Now let's take a look at some actual phrasal verbs. So we're gonna do, I don't a few of them today. There's yeah, I think we're only halfway through the lesson, so there's a few that we can look at. Yeah, the reason is because that's why. That's the problem. Sometimes in English, that's the only reason that you can give students sometimes, right? It's like, why? Because. That's the way it is. I didn't make the language. Nihal, hello, I'm late. No problem, at least you came. Thank you for coming, Nihal. All right, let's carry on. So we're going to look at some phrasal verbs now. So we're going to look at words that, oh, by the way, I tried something this week. I tried to raise the volume of the mic because I noticed, last week I tried to watch the video and I noticed that when I speak, you can hear me, but but my voice is really, really low if you compare it to when I play music on the videos. So I was wondering, is my voice low this week again, or do you feel that my voice is a little bit higher or louder, I should say, than usual? Because I tried to raise the volume on the mic here, and I'm not sure if it made a difference or not. Hopefully, or I'll check it out later when I go home today. Plamen says it's okay. All right, cool. It's okay. Good. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so phrasal verbs with in and out. So in and out can be used with rooms, buildings, and cars, right? So rooms, buildings, and cars. And those, basically, in is a preposition, out is a preposition, and we use both of them when we're talking about buildings, rooms, cars, and things like that. So let's take a look. The car stopped and the person got in, right? The person got in. So to get in means what? It means to enter a car, right? So to get in is to enter a car. Now, it's very important actually to know something here. When I say in is for cars, I mean private cars, right? So what do I mean by private cars? I mean personal cars, so normal cars that belong to people, or taxis. Again, to make it even clearer, what I mean is you cannot use it for public transportation. So I cannot say I got in the bus, right? The bus, for buses and for public transportation, we don't use the preposition in. We use a different preposition, right? So please don't mix that up, or don't make this mistake. It's a very common beginner mistake. So cars, one more time. What do I mean by cars? I mean private cars. So your car that you own, a car that your friend owns, or any car that's private, or a taxi. Not a bus, not an airplane, not a train, nothing like that, right? So public uses a different, yes, Rahana says get off. Very good, right? So for public, we say on, to enter. Hey, I'm getting on the bus. That means I'm entering the bus, and you get off the bus. But for cars, and what I mean by cars is private vehicles, we say in. So the car stopped and the person got in. When are you moving into the apartment? Hey, when are you moving into the apartment? Again, you move into an apartment, right? So into implies that there's movement, right? There's movement from one place to another place. You're entering somewhere. And the small boat. I would say if it's private, you would say in. If it's more of a public kind of activity or event for boats, I would say on. Yeah. Cheryl came into the room and sat down. So again, Cheryl came into the room and sat down. All you're saying here is she entered the room, right? Cheryl entered the room and sat down. Let's jump into the car and go to the beach. Hey, let's jump into the car and go to the beach. It's a nice day today. Again, that means, hey, let's get into, right? You're expressing some kind of motion that's happening, right? When we use into, right? Let's get into the action of moving physically, right? Into the car. Someone broke in and stole my laptop. So broke in, what is to break in? Someone broke in and stole my laptop. So to break in is when you enter somewhere that you are not supposed to enter. So thieves usually break in a house, right? Or break into a house. So that's it. To break in is when you enter a place that you are not supposed to enter, you're not allowed to be enter, or maybe you shouldn't be there by yourself, right? And usually it's a place that's locked, right? So a place that's locked and you break the lock somehow, or whatever it is that you do, and you break in. To enter illegally. Yeah, that's a very good way to mention it, Judith. Forceful entry. I wouldn't describe it forceful because maybe you're very good at lock picking. You don't need force, right? So it's not always forceful. But I would say an illegal entry is a very good way to describe that. That's a good way to describe it, Judith. Thank you. Not with violence, not always with force, because you can break into without force. Someone broke in my house. You can break in. No, we don't break. You break rules. You don't break in rules. Enter a place illegally. Yes. Out. We walked out of the theater because the movie was just terrible. We walked out of the theater because the movie was just terrible, right? So again, we left. We exited. You should stay in the middle of the boat. You don't want to fall out, right? You don't want to fall out. We need to check out of the hotel by 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. So to check out, right? To check out, usually this is a word or a phrasal verb that we use with hotels. And the opposite is to check in, right? So to check in to a hotel or to check out of a hotel. Very simply, to check in means, or to check out is when you leave, right? The day that you leave. So basically, checking out is what? Checking out is when you leave your room and you take all your bags and everything with you and you go downstairs and then you pay your bill before you leave a hotel. That's called checking out, right? And checking in is the opposite. Checking in is when you go, you say, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. I have a reservation. They check your ID or whatever, and then you sign some papers. They give you the keys to the room, and then you go up and you put your stuff inside, right? That's called checking in. Could you please let the dog... Oh, man. I didn't know this example was going to be here because I was just thinking that who let the dogs out? Ooh. Anyway, me and my wandering mind. The wandering mind. So, could you please let the dog out? Now notice here, this was a separable phrasal verb, right? So I could separate it. So I could say, hey, could you please let the dog out? Or I could say, hey, could you please let out the dog? Remember, because I'm not using a pronoun, I'm using the object. So if your phrasal verb is separable, that means I have a choice. I can put the object in the middle, or I can put the object after my phrasal verb, right? I hate you, get out. I hate you, get out. So get out, right? That means leave from here, right? Exit this area. I don't want to see you right now. No, get out, Luciano, just means to leave, right? Get off is something that I'm not going to talk about on on the channel. It's not very family friendly. But yeah, it's not the same meaning. No, get out means to leave, right? Get out. Leave from here, right? Exit the area or go away, basically is the meaning that you're talking about. I want to see your back. Get out. Yes. Yes. That's very, very, very harsh. But yeah, you can say that, Gertrudis. Please don't let your dog out because I would say it, Judith, will bite me. Bite with an E at the end, not bit, because bit is the past. Get off the computer. Yes, you can also, Nicola. Hello, Nicola. Thank you for coming to the class. Yes, you can say get off the computer. Hey, get off the computer. Yep, you can definitely say that. And what does that mean? This meaning is a little bit different, right? Get off the computer means, hey, stop using it, right? It's enough. Stop using the computer. Okay. Now it says here, note the difference between in and into. So here is a key. Let yourself in anytime. Now, I usually like to explain in and into like this. So I say in tells you a location. Into expresses movement, right? It expresses motion. So you're trying to express to somebody you're moving, right, into somewhere. So in the first sentence, here is a key, let yourself in anytime you want, right? Let yourself in. I mean, I'm telling you inside the house, location, right? Let yourself into my apartment. This has motion, right? Into the apartment. I hope that makes it a little bit clearer. And it's the same difference really between out and out of. So before we leave for the airport, we need to check out. Before we leave for the airport, we need to check out of the hotel. Another way to think about it, if you say into, you need the object after it, right? Into what? Out of, again, out of what, right? So if the first way to explain it is confusing, think of it in this second way, right? So the second way is what? If I say into, I have to tell you what after I say into. Into what? I don't know. So you need to tell me, right? Out of what, right? So just remember it that way, right? If you say out of, you need to tell me out of what. Please don't let your dog out because it will bite me. Yes, that is a good sentence. That's a good correction, Judith. Yes, very good. Out in phrasal verb gives an idea of completing or doing something to the end. For example, sorted out. Sorted out. Yeah, but sorted out. Sorted out has different meanings, right? To sort out something either means to organize it, or to sort out something means to figure out something, or to basically find a solution to a problem that you had. So yeah, it depends. It depends on the meaning or the context that you want to use it in. All right, some other phrasal verbs with in. To fill in or to fill out something very simply means to complete a form or a questionnaire or an application form, right? Any kind of form, right? So to fill in means to write it. To fill out, again, it's the same meaning, right? There's no opposite meanings here, by the way. So you can fill in and fill out mean the same thing, right? It's not like when you enter a vehicle and when you exit or leave a vehicle. Yes, Mahmoud, I said this in the beginning. I said it's going to be a little bit of a long lesson today, but I believe we are almost, we're almost there. So to fill in or to fill out, one more time, right? Means to complete some kind of form or application or questionnaire or anything like that, right? So when you apply anywhere, right, to a new university, even online, right? When you try to open a Gmail account or make a new account anywhere, usually you have to fill out or you have to fill in some kind of form. To plug in means to connect a machine to an electrical supply, right? To connect a machine to an electrical supply, or not just to an electrical supply, right? That used to be the meaning, right? Because usually that was how we used it. But now you can plug in anything really. So I can plug in my my headphones to my computer, or I can plug in my headphones to my phone. I can plug in my keyboard via or using the USB again. To my computer. So to plug in, not just to an electrical supply or to anything really. Close out. Close out? What's close out? I'm not sure what close out is, Nicola. Some other phrasal verbs without. To work out, I think everybody knows that. So to work out means to exercise, right? To go to the gym and to exercise, usually that means to work out. So for example, hey, I worked out for a couple of hours last night, right? I worked out, that means I exercised for a couple of hours last night. Close up. Oh, a close-up just means a very zoomed-in shot of something, right? A close-up, a very close image of something or picture of something. Fill in the page. Yeah, to fill in the page, fill in the questionnaire, fill in the questions, anything like that. So work out, to exercise. I think I would have been surprised if you guys did not know that one. Seems like everybody knows the word workout these days. To find out, very simply, means to discover. So to find out that something happened, or to find out about something, right? Just means to discover, or to know when you did not know before, right? So for example, hey, when did you find out about the news? When did you know, right? When did you discover the news? A closeout, a sale in which, yes. A closeout, yeah, a closeout sale. Yeah, it's basically what Caritas is writing. A sale in which all remaining stock has to go, right? Because the store is closing, so they need to get rid of all the stock or the things that they have. To dump out. Nicola, okay. To dump out means to throw, basically, right? To get rid of or to throw something away is to dump it out. And if you noticed, I said to dump it out. See, when you use a pronoun, you have to put it in the middle, right? To dump it out. All right, next. To give out or to hand out very simply means to distribute. So this is something, for example, that's common in a classroom, right? If today is test day or exam day, I usually have a test for everybody, right? For one test for each student. So I might hand out the tests to everybody, or I might give out the tests, or sometimes I give a test or some tests to one student and I say, hey, can you help me give out these tests, please? Or hey, can you hand out these tests to that side of the class, right? So it just means to give everyone one, right? To hand out something is to give each person one of whatever it is that you're giving. So here it says, usually someone is handing out free newspapers at the train station. And that's true, right? So the train station that I take here every day, usually in the morning when I come to work, there is usually one or two people standing there that are handing out or they're giving out newspapers. Can we say, Brian or Brienne is asking, can we say, can you please hand out all these chocolates? You absolutely can. Yes, that's a perfectly fine sentence. Nothing wrong with that. A hangover. A hangover, Pilar, is hangover. Hangover is the very bad and horrible feeling that most people get the next day after they wake up when they were drinking a lot the day before, right? So if you go out and you drink a lot of alcohol or you get drunk and then you go to sleep and you wake up, usually most people wake up the next day like that, right? They don't feel very great and it's like I don't want anybody to talk to me. That's called a hangover. To distribute, yes, Tesfu, yes. Basically, to hand out is to distribute. To run out, right? To run out. But notice that we're saying run out of something, right? To run out of something means that, hey, I finished it all up, right? And I just used another phrasal verb to explain it. But yeah, to run out of something means to finish something, right? So you don't have any more. So for example, I could say, hey, on the way home, can you please buy some milk? We ran out, right? Or hey, on the way home, can you please buy some milk? We ran out of it, or we ran out of milk. And by the way, run out is not a separable verb, so you cannot say run milk out, right? It's run out of, and then you have to say whatever it is you're talking about. To run out of fuel, yes, Jorge, you can definitely run out of fuel. To go no, not to go bankrupt, JB. Or wait a second, JB's answering question. Maybe Judith asked something else. The company goes to bankruptcy. The company goes bankrupt. Yeah, but I wouldn't say bankrupt if you're trying to express that you ran out of products or stock or your inventory. Bankruptcy means you don't have any more money, right? Bankruptcy means you lost all your money. We don't really use it for things, right? It's specifically money usually. All right. No more. Yeah, no more supply. That's another way to say it. To run out of something means you don't have any more of it. To figure out means to be able to understand something. To figure out, right? I can't figure out this problem. It's like, man, I can't understand it. Or to figure out also means to solve a problem. Hey, how are you going to solve the problem with George? And you say, don't worry, I'll figure it out, right? I'll figure it out. I'll solve it, right? I'll find a way. Rodrigo's cure for a hangover is to just stay drunk. It's like, just stay drunk to avoid a hangover. Oh my God, that's not very good advice, Rodrigo. Luciano saying, how do I realize when the phrasal verbs are separable and when they aren't? I said that in the beginning. You need to know, right? You're not going to know by magic, but basically you learn it, right? So when somebody teaches you a new phrasal verb, you can see if it's separable or inseparable, and that's it. Once you know that piece of information, after that you just know that this is how I use this one, and that's why I'm saying it's practice. It's just practice. There isn't a set of definitive rules that say which verbs are separable and which ones are not. To go out. So if you say, for example, hey, I need to go out for a cigarette, or I need to go out, oh no, sorry, I'm using it in a different manner. So sorry, this is a different meaning. Okay, so to go out, it means if you're talking, for example, if I'm talking about a cigarette, if I'm talking about a candle, or I'm talking about a fire, to stop burning, right? So basically, if I say, hey, the fire went out, why didn't you pay attention and put more wood when it needed it, right? So the fire went out means what? It means there is no fire anymore, right? The fire died until it went out, right? So it's not there anymore. Same thing with a cigarette, right? If you hold a cigarette too long in your hand, eventually it will go out, right? Candles, same thing. If you light a candle and you leave it, after some time, the wax will melt all the way until the candle goes out, right? So to go out, when we are talking about some kind of flame, right, or fire, or a cigarette, that's what it means, right? It just means that the burning or the flame stops, right? To put out is the action of stopping out the fire, right? So these two are related, right? So to go out, if I say, oh, the fire went out, that means the fire is not a fire anymore, right? It stopped, it died. If I say put out, I'm asking you to do it. So if I say, hey, can you please put out your cigarette? This is a no smoking area, right? Hey, can you please put out your cigarette? This is a no smoking area. So to put out the cigarette is not when it goes out by itself. To put it out means you go like this, right? So you go like, all right, this is putting out the cigarette, right? To put out a fire, to put out a cigarette, to put out a candle, right? That's it. So the action, right, of stopping the fire, it's called to put out the fire. I ran out of power on my laptop. If it happened, right? If it happened already, Noor, you need to say, I ran out of power. Plyman says, stub out a cigarette. Yes, but yeah, that works too. Stub out. Although I wouldn't say stub out is very common in North America. I would say most people here would say put out. All right, some more phrasal verbs, and then I'll let you guys fly away. Actually, today's lesson is not as long as I expected it to be. We went through it pretty fast. After this class, I need to chill out. Yes, that's a good one, Rodrigo. That's a good one. All right, so here we go. Last set of phrasal verbs for today. Away and back. So we often use away to mean away from a place or a person. So for example, the man stole my bag and ran away, right? Ran away. That means he left, right? He's like we said, right? We use it to mean away from a place or a person. That means not close to me, right? Far. So the man stole my bag and ran away. To run away means to basically run far from something, right? To run far from something. I don't want to see you right now. I'm angry. Please go away, right? Go away. Please leave. We talked about this one before, right? Please leave. Please move from in front of me. I don't want to see you, right? Go away. When I got to the bus stop this morning, the bus had just driven away, right? Driven away. Again, if you understand the meaning of away, the meaning of away doesn't really change in most of these. We're just changing the verb that we're using with it, right? So to run away means to move far from something, right? Because you're running. To go away, again, means to move far from in front of this place. Leave, right? Go away. Not here, away. The bus drove away. From where? From here, right? Or from whatever it is you're talking about. I tried to take a photo of the butterfly, but it flew. Again, because I'm talking about a butterfly and butterflies fly, I can't say the butterfly ran away, right? So the butterfly flew away. Again, so away has the same meaning really in all these phrasal verbs. We're just changing the verb with it to match the situation or to match what's happening. So in this situation, it's a man who's running, so we said ran away. In this situation, I want you to leave, so I said go. In this situation, the bus was driving, so we said drove away or driven away. In this situation, it was a butterfly, so we said flew away. But away is the same, right? The meaning of away pretty much stays the same. We also use back with places and people. So for example, hey, I need to take back these books, to the library, or like they separated it. They said, hey, I need to take these books back to the library. So to take back, if you notice, it's the opposite of away now, right? So away is movement that's far from an object that you're talking about. We're using back here to show movement to an object. Not from, but to the object. So I need to take these books back to the library, right? So again, very similar to away, just in the opposite direction. Instead of going far, you're coming closer to what you're talking about. Could you put that back, please? Again, put it, whatever it is you're talking about, put it back, right? Put it closer again to the place where it should be. We are leaving now and we'll come back around 10 p.m. So you're talking to somebody and you're saying, hey, we're leaving and we'll come back, right? So instead of away, back, right? So closer to this place again. When are you going back home today? When are you going back home today? So you and I, we're outside, we're at a cafe, and I'm asking you, hey, when are you going back home today? So again, when are you going closer to the object that I'm talking about, in this case, home? Could you please pay back the money I lent you last week? Hey, can you pay back the money? That means I want the money to move in my direction, closer, right, to me. Can you pay back the money that I lent you or that I gave you last week? Ooh, that's a big topic, Silvio. That is not for today. But you can find a lot of videos about that on the channel. So I suggest you go look for those videos. But that's a huge topic that is not part of the lesson today, and I can't start talking about that. At the very end here, these are some extra ones. So for example, hey, stay away from, to stay away from something. That means, hey, don't come near. Hey, stay away from that. That means don't come closer to it, right? Stop coming closer to it. So like it says here, do not go close or do not go near something or someone. So for example, you should really stay away from that area because it's very dangerous. Stay away from there. That means don't come close. Throw away. We talked about this in the beginning of the lesson, right? To put something in the garbage because whatever, it's broken or you don't want it anymore or whatever, right? It's when you put something in the garbage or in the trash. To put away something does not mean to throw something away. To put something away usually means to put something back neatly where it should be. So for example, this is something common that a lot of parents say to their kids. Hey, put away your toys. I told you that if you left the mess in your room, we would not go to the movies this week or whatever. Right? So to put away something means to put something back, usually in a neat, in a tidy way, in its original place, or the place that it should be at. Or in this case, the example, I should have read the example. It says the teacher will get angry if you don't put your phones away. So in this case, to put something away means to take it out of sight so that it's not part of the lesson or it's not visible, right? So people can't see it. To give away equals, or they're saying equals here because there's to step away. Yeah, step away means start moving far from something, right? Start moving away, right? Far from something. So to give away has two meanings. Give something to someone because you don't want it anymore. So like, hey, I'm giving this away, right? A giveaway. So it's like you're giving it to somebody and because I don't want it anymore. Or when a company or service gives something to someone for free, right? And companies do this all the time, right? A lot of companies will give away something if they made something to make you angry, or maybe it's a promotion or marketing or something like that. To get away from is to escape from a person or place or leave somewhere with difficulty, right? I almost caught a fish, but it got away, right? So to get away is to escape, basically, right? To escape from something. I was trying to catch the thief, or I was trying to catch the criminal, but he got away, right? So to escape. Giveaway of the day. Yeah, that's very good. You can definitely use it that way. Other phrasal verbs with back. You can use call to call back someone. That means if somebody calls you and you're busy, or somebody calls you and you were not available, you call them. Notice because I said the pronoun, I put it in the middle, right? You call them back. Again, phone back is similar to call back. Text back is the same, but with texting. To email someone back is the same, but with email. And to write back, obviously, again, it's the same, but just with writing. For example, here it says, I'm sorry, I'm a little busy now. Could I call you back later? Right? Sorry, I'm a little busy. Could I call you back later? Now, I know we talked about a lot of stuff in today's lesson. So please rewatch this video. Focus first on that first part that I spent giving you a little bit of introduction. The part where I talked about what is a phrasal verb, how do we make a phrasal verb, the rule about when do I have to put the pronoun in the middle, right? If you instead of saying the object, you're using a pronoun, it must be in the middle. Or in other words, you have to separate the phrasal verb. So just focus on that part, because that's the part where I'm trying to explain the differences, right? And then the rest of it is just basically a vocabulary lesson, right? So the rest of it is just me going over some phrasal verbs, and I explained what they are. But please rewatch the video again, especially that beginning part that explains those few rules. And that's pretty much it. We are done. Actually, we finished much earlier than I expected. I was expecting to finish, I don't know, in another maybe 40 minutes or something. So it's nice. Yeah, we did it. Pretty good. Dum 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 dum. Let's. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do? Let's. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna share with you guys the exercise. Dum 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 dum. And let me go to the other side. There we go. That was a bit rough. Can you give us the exercises and the answers? Yes, that is what I am doing right now, Gertrudis. I am doing that. So, of course, I'm signed out because Google always signs me out. So here we go. I'm back in. Make a, where is it? Make a copy. Yes. So, all right, so this is my copy. Let me change the sharing options to anyone with the link. Say yes. Copy that. All right, so here it is. I will give you guys a copy of the exercise. It's in the chat right now. So there you go. You guys can download that. And also, where are the answers? The answers. So these are the answers. Let me do the same thing. I need to sign in again. Man, I just signed in. Make a copy. Yes. All right, so I think everybody should have a copy of this right now. I'm also going to give you a copy of the answers. 1 second. And say done. Some of you are answering already. Who's answering? Jorge is answering already. Yeah, why not? Let's do a couple together, right? Let's do a few exercises together. So let's do exercise 1, everyone. Let's go to exercise 1 and let's do B, C, D, E, and F, and G. Why not, right? So B, C, D, E, F, and G. I'll give you guys a minute. This shouldn't be too hard. You're just going to put about a word or maximum or something like that in. And I'll be back in not a second. I'll be back in a minute, right? So I'll play the rest of the song and I will be back. Let me first disappear. Pow! I'll play some music and I'll see you guys in a minute. And we are back. All right, let's see what you guys are doing. I think you guys were doing pretty good. So let's check it out. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so what we were doing, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So B says, I need to buy a new laptop. Somebody broke something and stole mine last week. So, and you can probably guess this picture. I don't know why it's a weird picture. But anyway, I need to buy a new laptop. Why? Because somebody, and it's related to the word steal, right? So I think everybody here got this one correctly. Yes. Broke in. Be careful. The answer is not into, because remember, what did I tell you? If you use into, you have to tell me into what. So, for example, broke into my house. Somebody broke into my locker. Somebody broke into my whatever it is, right? If you say into, you have to tell me into what. So the correct answer is broke in, which most of you got. Next one says, I wasn't impressed by the movie at all. Actually, I wanted to walk something after an hour. And again, the answer is you're trying to say what? The movie was not very cool. I wanted to leave. So you walk out is the answer that you wanted here, after an hour. And again, boom, I think everybody got this one correctly. Yeah. The one after that is D. Here is a key for my house. You can let yourself whenever you want. I trust you, right? You can let yourself, and again, it's the same thing, in, right? Why? Because I didn't say into what. So it's not into, it's in, whenever you want. The next one is, I just can't figure something why anyone would want plastic surgery. I think people look way better without it. So this guy's saying what? He's like, I can't something, why, right? So it makes sense that he's confused maybe, or maybe he doesn't understand. So what is the phrasal verb that we talked about that's related to understanding? It's to figure out, right? So I just can't figure out why anyone would want plastic surgery. I think people look way better without it. F, I didn't like the toaster, so I took it. I took it, what? I didn't like the toaster, so I took it. Now, you can't say to the store because there's two here, so I can't say to. So you took the toaster what? I took the store. I would say, what did you guys say for F? Oh, very good. Yeah, some of you actually got it pretty good. So I took it back to the store, right? I got a toaster, didn't like it very much, so I took it back. And the last one, we need to check something of the hotel by 11 a.m. tomorrow, right? So we need to check out. I would say out, right? We need to check out of the hotel by 11 a.m. tomorrow. And from experience, usually hotels want you to check out early, right? Which is kind of very annoying. And that always annoyed me. I hate it. I don't like checking out of hotels just because it's usually very early. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. You guys have been doing very well today, I think. It seems like it's a complicated topic. It's really not. It's just a practice, right? It's a type of thing that you just practice and you just get better at it. And so you don't feel discouraged or bad. Just remember that you guys already use phrasal verbs, right? A lot of the words that you think are words are phrasal verbs. Words like sit down, stand up. You guys already use words like that. So that's all it is, really. It's just, think of it as just new vocabulary, right? I will give you, so here it is, I'll give you a link to the answers so you guys can practice at home. You can do the rest of the exercises and you can practice by yourselves and check whether you're doing them correctly or not. And that's pretty much it. We have done it. We've made it to the end of the lesson. I will very quickly give my outro and I will give you guys movie quote of the week for this week and I will fly away. Rahana is asking, when is your next class? My classes are every Wednesday, right? It's the same time. It's every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Vancouver time. That's usually when my classes are. If there's anything new or something changes, that's why I said I usually put videos up on Facebook like this one. I explain to explain what's the news, right, or what's happening. So so unless something changes, and this is very distracting right now. Unless something changes, usually it's every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Vancouver time. Which reminds me, by the way, this month. Yeah, so this month, so 3 weeks from now, so I'll teach again next week on the 11th, and I'm going to teach another class on the 18th, and I'm going to teach on the 25th. And then I will stop, not forever. I'm going on vacation, right? So don't panic or anything. But I'm going to be away for 4 weeks. So yeah, I'm not going to be here for 4 weeks starting. So the 25th of this month will be my last lesson before I go on holiday. And I'll be away on holiday for about 4 weeks. I'm not going to do any streaming lessons during my holiday, but I'll probably do my small videos, and I'll do some live streams on Facebook and things like that, right? So yeah, so I'm still going to be available, and you guys can see me and get in contact with me. I'm not going to be doing these live English classes for about 1 month, starting on the 25th. So yeah, just so you guys know. All right, so let me do my outro, and I'll thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Happy 4th of July, America. You guys are very, very welcome. It's my pleasure. You're welcome. All right, so I'm going to do the outro. I'm going to give you guys movie quote of the week for the week. Try to beat summer. Summer is the champion. And then I'll fly away. So you guys are watching this awesome free English class on the Smrt English YouTube channel. If you have not done so yet, I don't know why. You should go and subscribe, and you should hit the bell notification button, because that tells you when the next classes are going to be. So you can see there's Kent's next class and his other 2 classes after that. Whoops, sorry. So yeah, so please subscribe, hit the bell notification, hit the like button. If you've liked the video today, then hit the like button. Do it now. Now, if you like the video. If you don't like the video, then hit the down like button. Is it the dislike button, I should say. And do that now too, right? So please, guys, hit the like buttons, basically interact with the videos, because it's really, 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 really important. It tells YouTube, right, that, hey, people like this content, and then they start to show it to more people. So please, if you like the video, then like it. Like it if you like it, and don't if you don't, right? Or if you don't like it, even give it a thumbs down, right? But do something. Also, if you scroll all the way down, you're going to find my face, boop-de-boop, on my face, and it will take you to not this page. It will take you to this page, right? Which is Smrt English with Karim. It's part of the Smrt family. I just do much shorter videos on this channel, right? So when I go on vacation, probably, I will be probably uploading some videos on this channel. Sort of show you where I am and things like that. So please come and check me out over there too. I would love it if you guys subscribe to that channel too. I also have a private channel on Facebook, on Facebook too, but I have a private channel on YouTube, and it's called Food AF. And it's about food. So if you guys like to eat, if you like food, come and check out my channel. I cook my own food. It's all original recipes, and hopefully you'll find something that you like. I don't teach English, but I speak in English, so you guys can you can practice listening and cooking vocabulary and things like that. So yeah, so please come and join me over there too. That would make me very, very happy. Our Facebook group is the best place for you guys to ask any questions that I usually don't have enough time to answer during these lessons. So please come and join our Facebook group. It's called Learn English on Facebook with Smrt. This is the best place to ask English-related questions, right? It's a large group. There's a lot of people here. It's very active, and people will always answer your questions. So please, 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 come and join us. Come and join us over there. Discord. This is our Discord, which is very, very cool. Discord is a nice sort of like texting or chatting app, but at the same time, it's nice because they have audio rooms, right? So we have some audio rooms that you guys, if you want, you can make friends and you can start talking to each other in there, right? So here's the link for that. It's free. It's not going to cost you anything. So hopefully I will see you guys over there too. One last thing for the people that ask about, hey, how do we support you guys? How do we donate? How do we show any kind of appreciation with money? This is how you do it, right? So please, if you want to do any of that, go to smartenglish.com and look for the live page, and you will find a subscription to me and Kent. This is not the YouTube channel subscription, so don't be afraid of subscribing on the YouTube, right? YouTube is separate. This subscription is basically $5 a month for appreciation. If you want to cancel it anytime, you can cancel it. And you don't even have to do it, right? I'm not saying that you have to do this, right? These classes are always going to be free. I love doing them, and we have no intention of charging you guys any money for it, right? But for the people that were asking, how do we do that? This is how. Or of course, you can actually do it from the super chat. So yeah, so like here, right? So from the chat box, you guys have this $sign at the bottom. If you click on that, it says send a super chat, and that is what Noor did today. So again, Noor, thank you so much. I always feel very weird when that thing happens because I'm not used to people giving me money on this thing. It's very strange. But thank you. I appreciate it very much. I really do. And that's pretty much it. So we finished all the important stuff, so let me go big with a smooth transition. Pow! Like that, which was so smooth. All right, so, oh man, wait, let me go in the middle of the screen here. Boom, 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 like that. All right, everybody's good in the chat. What are you guys saying? You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. You are welcome. Stop thanking me every week, you guys. You are embarrassing me. It's my pleasure. I really enjoy this, and thank you for your time so much. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna give you guys movie quote now. Please, if you are new, the rules are very simple. I will say a quote from a movie, and you have to guess what it is. But this is the important part. Don't tell me in the chat. Please, 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 don't tell me now, and don't tell me in the chat. If you do, I will delete your answer, and I will not look at it. Very simply, I'm going to say the movie quote. I'm going to say bye to you lovely people. I will play music for 1 minute and then I will close the video. When I close the video, you will see the comment section open. So that's it, right? This is where you have to type the answer. Type the name of the movie that you think it is in the comment section below the video, right? Not now in the chat. And that's it. All right, you guys, you survived. Oh man, see? You see this? This is a burn. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I can't. There. So this is. These are the dangers of cooking. What can we do? But yeah, here we go. Let me just find the movie quote. It's a very easy quote today, by the way. It's not long. It's a very short quote, but it's from a cool movie, which I really like. Oh, thank you, Luciano. I appreciate it. Last time the time was more than 1 minute. Oh, Silvio with the stopwatch. All right, a minute or a minute and a half, Silvio. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the quote. This is a man, and he's speaking to somebody, obviously, and he says this. I'm not gonna try to do the accent because I didn't have enough time to watch it properly, so I don't have a good ear for the accent yet, right? Especially it's a very weird accent. So anyway, it goes. He was the only man I ever killed worth remembering, right? He was the only man I ever killed worth remembering, and that's it. Very short, very simple, but from a very cool movie. And the guy, the actor who said this line is one of my favorites. He's really good. So one more time, the movie quote is, he was the man, he was the only man I killed worth remembering. And that's it. That's movie quote of the week for the week. Please don't tell me now in the chat. Wait until I close the video and tell me in the comment section below. And that's it. We have done it. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on reaching the end of the lesson. So that's it. I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to go. Man, once I start, it never ends. So that's it. Thank you so much for coming and spending your very valuable and precious time with me. It means a lot. It really does. It means a lot to me, you guys, that you choose to spend your time with me here. Yeah, so until I see you guys next Wednesday, remember my classes are every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Vancouver time. And until I see you beautiful, lovely people next Wednesday, good morning, good evening, and good night. Much love, peace, and a shapow!